As the night deepened, the Serenity Star became a haunting theater of unearthly encounters. Passengers and crew alike began experiencing chilling phenomena that defied explanation. In the dimly lit corridors, figures would flicker in and out of existence, only to vanish completely when approached. Whispers of disembodied voices echoed through empty halls, their words barely discernible but hinting at a dark presence lurking in the shadows. Mrs. Jenkins, the retired history teacher, was the first to encounter a ghostly apparition. In her cabin, a translucent figure of a woman in a vintage dress appeared by her bedside, her mournful eyes fixed on Mrs. Jenkins before fading away. The sighting left her trembling, questioning her understanding of reality. Crew members, too, experienced terrifying phenomena. In the engine room, a young engineer claimed to have seen a spectral figure engulfed in ethereal flames, haunting the machinery. The story spread like wildfire among the crew, leaving them on edge and dreading their shifts. With each passing hour, the ship's atmosphere grew more suffocating, and the sense of fear and isolation intensified. Crew members started vanishing under mysterious circumstances, leaving behind no trace of their whereabouts. The crew's camaraderie dissolved into paranoia, and whispers of a malevolent force stalking the ship spread among them. A tense aura enveloped the Serenity Star, and passengers began to confide in one another about their unsettling experiences. Each story seemed more terrifying than the last, heightening the collective sense of vulnerability. The Williams family, who were celebrating their parents' anniversary, encountered inexplicable events in their suite. Doors creaked open and shut on their own, and their belongings would rearrange themselves overnight. The jovial celebration they'd envisioned was replaced by a constant sense of unease. Professor Blackwood, despite his penchant for the mysterious, found himself unnerved by the chilling occurrences. He no longer treated the haunting music that drifted through the ship's corridors as mere curiosity. It now carried an ominous undertone that sent shivers down his spine. As the number of crew members dwindled, Captain Anderson called for an emergency muster to address the escalating situation. The remaining crew members and passengers huddled together, their faces etched with fear and trepidation. Captain Anderson spoke with steely resolve, urging everyone to remain calm and to stick together. He assigned groups to search the ship systematically, hoping to locate the missing crew members and understand the source of the paranormal activities. As they ventured through the darkened passages, the search teams encountered bizarre sights and sounds. Doors slammed shut on their own. The temperature fluctuated dramatically, and strange symbols seemed to materialize and fade before their eyes. The sense of fear and isolation grew more pronounced with each step, and the group's nerves were stretched to their limits. It was as if the very fabric of reality had warped within the confines of the Serenity Star. As dawn approached, the search parties reconvened with no conclusive answers. The malevolent presence lurking within the Bermuda Triangle had unleashed its grip on the Serenity Star, leaving its passengers and crew entangled in a web of unearthly encounters and inexplicable disappearances. With the ship's fate uncertain and the sense of danger intensifying, the survivors knew they had to band together and confront the darkness that had ensnared them in the Devil's Triangle. As the survivors of the Serenity Star continued their desperate search for answers, they soon found themselves face to face with the malevolent forces that lurked within the Bermuda Triangle. Shadowy entities and demonic apparitions emerged from the mist, their sinister presence sending a chill down the spines of those who dared to confront them. The passengers and crew were plunged into a nightmarish ordeal, tormented by the malevolent forces that seemed to feed on their deepest fears and insecurities. The shadowy entities took on grotesque forms, mimicking the worst nightmares of each individual. For Mrs. Williams, it was the manifestation of a long-lost loved one who whispered haunting words of regret and despair. The father of the Williams family saw visions of his children in peril, pushing him to the brink of madness as he fought to protect them. Professor Blackwood, usually the master of illusions, found himself facing apparitions that questioned his sanity and ability to discern reality from illusion. The doubt gnawed at him, leaving him vulnerable and disoriented. The crew members encountered their own nightmares. The young engineer who had witnessed the spectral figure engulfed in flames now faced demons of his own past, symbols of the guilt he carried for an accident that claimed the life of a colleague. As the malevolent forces played on the survivors' fears and insecurities, their grip on reality began to slip. Conflicting emotions and a sense of hopelessness threatened to consume them. Captain Anderson, determined to protect those under his care, rallied the survivors to fight back against the onslaught of darkness. But the sinister entities seemed invulnerable. disappearing and reappearing at will, always staying one step ahead of their effort. Desperate to understand the nature of their tormentors, Professor Blackwood delved into his knowledge of the occult and ancient symbols. He discovered that the markings found on the ship were linked to a ritual designed to summon and control these malevolent entities. A ritual tied to none other than Lucifer himself. As the survivors confronted the reality of their situation, they knew they were pawns in a dark and ancient game. The Bermuda Triangle, a nexus of supernatural energy, had become the stage for Lucifer's sinister machinations. With each passing hour, the malevolent forces grew bolder, feeding on the fear and anguish of the passengers and crew. The survivors knew they had to find a way to break free from the clutches of Lucifer's minions and escape the Devil's Triangle before they were consumed by darkness. In the depths of despair, Captain Anderson devised a plan to confront the malevolent forces head-on. With the remaining crew by his side, armed with symbols of hope and strength, they prepared to face Lucifer's minions in a climactic battle of wills and determination. The survivors braced themselves for the ultimate confrontation, their hearts pounding with courage, knowing that their escape from the Devil's Triangle hinged on their ability to overcome their deepest fears and stand united against the darkness that threatened to consume them all. As tensions escalated among the survivors of the Serenity Star, the need for answers became more urgent. In the midst of their struggle, a historian named Dr. Elizabeth Turner emerged from the shadows. With her vast knowledge of maritime history and folklore, she held the key to unraveling the ship's dark history and its connection to the Bermuda Triangle. Gathering everyone in the ship's grand ballroom, Dr. Turner revealed the chilling tale of a cursed vessel that had sailed these very waters centuries ago. The ship was called the Empyrean, and its captain was a notorious and power-hungry figure known as Captain Malachi Blackwood, a distant ancestor of Professor Benjamin Blackwood. According to Dr. Turner's research, Captain Malachi Blackwood had discovered an ancient artifact in a hidden cove within the Bermuda Triangle. The artifact was believed to be a gateway to other realms, and its power was said to be unparalleled. Captain Malachi's lust for power led him to perform a forbidden ritual to harness the artifact's energies, unknowingly summoning Lucifer and his minions to the realm of the living. The Empyrean became a cursed vessel, consumed by darkness and plagued by unexplainable phenomena. Its crew faced torment and madness, and the ship became a feared, ghostly apparition in the annals of maritime history. The malevolent presence had returned to haunt the Serenity Star, drawn by the bloodline of Captain Malachi Blackwood, which still ran through Professor Benjamin. As the survivors listened in horrified fascination, they realized that their current plight was directly linked to the past. The sinister entities haunting the Serenity Star were the same forces that had once plagued the Empyrean, and their connection to Lucifer's realm had remained through generations. A mix of fear and determination filled the room. The survivors understood that they were in a battle that transcended time, and their very existence was at stake. Dr. Turner revealed that the artifact used by Captain Malachi was still rumored to be hidden within the Bermuda Triangle. Professor Blackwood reluctantly disclosed a family secret. He possessed a map handed down through generations that supposedly led to the artifact's location. It was a decision he had grappled with for years, unsure if he should pursue the artifact's power or destroy it forever. Captain Anderson, driven by his sense of duty and a desire to save his ship and passengers, vowed to help Professor Blackwood retrieve the artifact and put an end to the curse. With renewed hope and a newfound sense of purpose, the survivors set their course for the hidden cove, where the artifact lay dormant for centuries. They knew that the path ahead would be treacherous, and they would have to face Lucifer's minions once more. United by their shared history and the determination to break free from the Devil's Triangle, the passengers and crew prepared to confront their past, hoping to find a way to undo the curse that bound them to the malevolent forces. The journey ahead would demand not only courage, but also sacrifice, as they delved deeper into the heart of the Bermuda Triangle to confront the darkness that had ensnared them all.